What's up, guys? It is time for another weekend mod, and this time it's going to be doing diverter valves. So we're going to put a set of our agency powered diverter valves in, and we're going to show you what that takes to do. So we're headed to the Vivid Racing shop here, and we're going to pop this thing up on the lift and put them in. So how do we know when it's time to switch out the diverter valves? Well, now that this vehicle has an ECU flash, the boost pressure gauge under partial throttle and load, you can watch go in and out, and you can hear it too, between about 7 and 14 PSI. So it doesn't want to hold the boost consistent because the spring is too soft. So we're going to use our agency power valves and replace the factory ones. To do this mod, we had to come to the shop because we need to lift the car up so we can get the lower under tray off to reach the valves. Here you can see we have a pair of the agency powered diverter valves ready to go. Now each valve in box comes with the valve and a set of springs. The different springs are for depending on what the PSI is that you're running. You can see the thickness of the spring, yellow being very thick, very stiff, red a little bit softer. Usually we stick with the valve spring that's actually in here already. Haven't really needed to change them except for really high boost applications. Each valve has the agency power logo, laser engraved. It's all anodized. And what's nice about these is they're fully serviceable. You can just loosen up the top to pull this out, change the spring, clean it, anything that you might need. So you can see the piston in there. So it's a piston and spring design. If we push that there, you can see the piston go up. So it's a full recirc diverter valve. Now we've had these valves for probably about 8-10 years. Huge success with these. So these are the valves we're going to put on the Macan GTS. These same valves also fit the 996 Turbo, 997.2 Turbo, Cayenne Turbo from 2004 up through the most current one, the 958.2, GTS, S, and Turbo. So these valves are used on a lot of applications. They also work on the Panamera Turbo, forgot that one. So let's go ahead and get these installed on the car. So your first question is going to be is where are the diverter valves and why is the vehicle in the air? That is because unlike some other Porsche Turbos, the diverter valves are located right behind the intercoolers back here. So the only way to get to them is not by the top, but by lifting the vehicle up and pulling down the under tray. So once we get all this stuff unbolted, we'll be able to drop this and access each diverter valve, which is on the lower side here. Here's the location of the passenger side valve. It is, you can see there in front of the intercooler. It's going to be hard to get to. Even if you were to take off the fender liner, you really got to reach in there. So to get that out, got to get both those clamps off, and then we can slide that valve out. All right, we got the first diverter valve out. The plastic Bosch valve, very common valve you see in all Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsches. Very tight fit in there. We can take this thing off, and you can see this is a diaphragm setup. These things are very soft, very easy to push compared to the agency power valve, which is going to be a lot stiffer. And here's the agency valve. And you can see that piston is a lot harder to move. So it'll hold the boost pressure much better than this factory one. So now it's time to wrestle that thing and get back into the vehicle. All right, we got one of the agency power valves in there. It is a very tight fit. You can see it in there. But now it's time to tackle the other side. All right, now we're on to the driver's side, and the driver's side is going to be equally as challenging. We've got the valve sitting in front here, so the best way is loosening the bumper here and reaching in from the back. But we will get it. Got some good experience on the passenger side, so now let's dive into it. All right, we just finished getting the diverter valves installed, and that was a process. It is not the easiest mod to do, especially on the Macan and Cayenne twin turbo cars. So definitely something you want to have a professional or be very skilled with the tools yourself. So the valves are in. Let's see how they perform. Very nice. No flutter. The boost response feels much better. It goes right to 17 PSI and holds. You can hear it too when you let off. You can hear just a little bit of it dumping back down into the intake. Boost response is much nicer now. This is great. Much improved. Definitely was challenging and trying to get installed, but well worth it now that I see the results that I had expected. All right, that's a wrap. The diverter valve install on the Macan GTS definitely did exactly what we wanted to. Much better response now. Sorry for not being able to get too detailed. It is quite a difficult process. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment. Please subscribe so you can watch more of our videos that we do on product reviews and just daily Vivid Racing life. And we appreciate it. You can order all these parts online at vividracing.com. Thanks. We'll see you at the next one.